These are pieces that when I look at the price point, I go, how much? Hello, and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. Hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself, and of course, celebrating others. So, let's quickly catch up on something that I'm hoping is a little bit of fun. Maybe I should have worn my new t-shirt for this particular video, which says, I'd like to apologise to those I have not yet offended. Please be patient, I'll get to you shortly. Which I just thought was a little bit of fun. You all know that I love a little bit of a graphic t-shirt. Hello again. You all know that I love a little bit of a graphic t-shirt, something that's got a fun little message to it. So yeah, that was where maybe I should have worn that for this particular video, because I'm going to be talking to you about pieces that, as much as I think they are beautiful in a lot of instances, I just can't get over the price. I think that they are incredibly, incredibly expensive, and I don't dispute the fact that they're beautiful to look at, will be well made, but I think in a lot of instances you're paying for brand, which I think has a huge value to it, and I am someone who advocates for the fact that brand value is a significant, significant thing, particularly in high-end goods, but even these pieces I go, I just want a little bit more for the money. Just a little something that feels really special and unique. But before we do that, let me share with you the bag that I've used, been sort of using myself recently. And it is this Mulberry Bayswater in this beautiful orange. I absolutely love this bag, as you probably all know. I used this recently. I went into London for Halloween night. And I used this particular bag. I paired it with my Karl Lagerfeld black faux fur coat, a pair of lime green 120mm stilettos, and I loved it. I loved the look. I felt great. So, but yeah, this was great. Carried loads of stuff in it. Still has the same stuff in it. Like, as an example, because I was wearing such tall stilettos, guess what? I had a pair of trainers inside the bag. So yeah, I'm not shy about giving away my secrets. You know, I will carry flat shoes because I think it's smart to do so. I even had a pair of flip-flops as well for the tube. So, you know, there is no shame in my game. Okay, so let's get into this video and let's get into these pieces. So, the first one that is very pretty and has some very nice detailing to it, but is £4,000. The medium model handle bag Panthère de Cartier. Beautiful, beautiful looking bag. Okay? The detailing, the panther metal detailing on the handle, very special. You know, Cartier do that very well in their pieces. Lanvin do the same with their cat bags. However, as nice as the piece is, this, without getting up close to it and without really being able to see the construction, the craftsmanship, which will be exceptional, it's a little bit wah wah to me. It's one of those bags that you really have to get up and close to see the details. And I know for a lot of people that's what luxury is, but I love something that has a little bit more of a visual impact. This is a little simple in its design. It's just not setting my heart on fire. And trust me, for £4,000 for a medium-sized bag, it has to set my heart on fire, because this would not be a fantastic work bag because of the size. It might be a little bit clumsy as a day bag because that handle looks like it's fixed. So if you were looking to try and carry it crossbody, I'll check if it comes with a crossbody strap. But it might be a little bit clumsy if the handle is static. And then also for an evening bag, it's a little bit big. So I struggle with the category of this particular bag. And yeah, handheld day, potentially. Work if you don't carry tech with you, or you have much smaller tech, like you only have an iPad or something. It's also not got a zip closure, so you know there's elements of this that for £4,000, as thoughtfully created as I'm sure it is, I would expect to see a little bit more. Next up, another very nice piece, just not setting my heart on fire, is the Sole Trunk East-West bag. Now, I really love the side trunk from Louis Vuitton. I don't own one, but I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Poppy. Sorry, I just had to swap Poppy out for a less noisy toy. I really like the side trunk. And I think what this is missing is some of that detailing that you get with the, almost like the debossed leather. Is it embossed or debossed leather? I think that's really lovely. Because it just adds a little visual detail that from afar you don't necessarily pick up on, but as you get closer you do. Love the silver hardware of this. I love the simplicity of this, but it is £3,150 and it's a nice bag. It's not an exceptional bag. And I know that for a lot of people who are buying in this space, £3,150 for them might be similar to someone else who would spend £350, for example. So maybe they're not looking for it to absolutely set their heart on fire. However, that is not the circumstance that I am in. So I am talking about it as someone who £3,150 is a huge amount of money to be spending on a bag like this. And I would just want it to have a bit more visual interest. Versatile it is though, and I will give it that. It will be a great crossbody, like the fact that it has that shoulder strap as well, so it could be for the evening. Nice day bag, could have a little bit of an evening element. I do actually like this as a piece, just want it to have a bit more of a twist to it. Same thing from LV. Great piece, super practical, will be brilliantly made, effortless and chic, but I just want more. And it is this Avenue backpack. It's just a bit bland. It's just a bit boring. It's a bit unassuming. From a quiet luxury trend perspective, it's a fantastic piece and I think it will do really well for them in that sense. But I much prefer it where it has the damier graphite because it just has that visual pop, that differentiation. Like I said, you don't necessarily notice it from afar. It's these details that you get a tiny bit closer. I just think it's a little bit more interesting. Now, for me, I would prefer it to be significantly bolder. Of course I would. But I know that that's not for everybody. So I do think just having that little damier graphite element or the little checkered bit is really cool. You're noticing a little bit of a trend here, I'm sure, with what I'm thinking from a, financial perspective. All feels a little bit drab. And the next one is the clovelly tote from Mulberry. I'm such an advocate for Mulberry. I love Mulberry. I don't love this bag. Even in a brighter colour, in a different texture, I think that this particular toe is a little bit drab, a little bit uninteresting. I don't love the tie details on the side. Doesn't have a great closure to it. Just looks very, very basic for £1,300. They haven't brought it out in really interesting colours, in really interesting textures. And one thing I normally really appreciate with Mulberry is the fact that they do bring their pieces out in a way that there's something for everybody. So if you're looking for something that's much more classic or that quiet luxury element, you can have that with Mulberry. In a lot of instances, you can also have something that's very bright and very bold and very impactful. So, but they haven't done that with this particular piece. I think it's a little bit drab. I don't think it's the best thought through bag in the world either. Don't love the interior. Also, north-south totes are not my favourite style of tote. I don't think they're the most practical. So yeah, this one doesn't really hit the mark for me. And for £1,300, I think that there are better totes from Mulberry, and I think there are better totes on the market. Take, for example, we've recently spoken about Aspinall of London. Save the money, go to Aspinall and spend a third of the amount, and I think you'll be just as happy with what you walk away with. Cute this is, but also ridiculously expensive it is. This shearling mini handbag, Now I get it, it's shearling, so it will always carry a little bit of a premium. It's somewhat, seasonal in nature, so there'll be a little bit of a cost for that. But this is tiny. This is absolutely tiny, and it's impractical. And yes, it's cute, but how much are you prepared to spend for cute? I know in a lot of instances, a lot of money, but this just feels too far. Too far for me. Again, I think there are other things out there that, as an equivalent, I would buy one of the little mini Telfar shearling totes when they did the collaboration with UGG. That, for 1/10 of the price, just as cute. Yes, it doesn't say Prada, but I think it's just as cute. This just feels very, very expensive. And Prada, I always think, as higher end brands go, does pricing quite well. They've missed the mark here for me. This one, it's a bag I love. I think this is gorgeous. But the price is ridiculous. And I don't know what I would want from it in order to make it justifiable, because I think this oversized niki in feather is stunning. This is stunning. But it is £30,000. Not even 30,000. 31,000, because it is 30,800. So yes, I'm rounding up. But when you're spending 30,000 on the bag, let's forgive my rounding. 30,800. Now I know it's feathers, so I'm sure this probably falls into the exotic category. But oh my goodness. Also, that will be delicate beyond belief. You would be terrified, and I've just recently done a video about not fearing wear and tear. This bag sends shivers down my spine in terms of the thought of wear and tear. Wow, wow, wow. It also, I know up close, it probably looks slightly different, but from a distance, it looks like faux fur. And I'm sure you could probably buy a bag very similar to this for a fraction of the price if you were looking for that look. Take, for example, and forgive the brand comparison, I know they're not the same, but I have just let go of my Kurt Geiger XXL flap, which was in black faux fur. From a distance, it looks like a similar material. And that was £200, not 30,000. Now, okay, extrapolate that to YSL, £3,000 you're probably looking at if you were to do this in a faux fur. I can't believe the price. I was shocked. Because I looked at that and I went, wow, that's a really beautiful bag. Then I saw the price. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Also, I noticed that Saint Laurent have changed their typography again. Really? Again? Yeah, on the website you can see it. I'm like, I think it takes them back to when it used to be Yves Saint Laurent. And I loved that look, but they do change a lot, don't they? Is there a new creative director or something? I don't know. Now, a brand that I love and really always advocate for as well is Longchamp. However, I do think that the daylong is overpriced. If I'm honest, it's this Boston bag style. Look, it's practical, but it's simple. It will be easy to use, but I think that it's overpriced. You know, the larger size is £900, and it's probably, I would say that they are possibly trying to capture a speedy type of market, but for another £500 or £600, you can buy a speedy. I think another £1,000 and you can buy the leather version of the speedy, which will be more practical, and the brand value is greater for Louis Vuitton. Don't get me wrong, I love Longchamp. But what I love about Longchamp is the balance of experience, quality, and product for really reasonable price points. This, to me, doesn't feel like it fits that category. This is now their most expensive range. The mailbox used to be the most expensive range, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the large mailbox used to be sort of £800-900, or the 3D line used to be maybe the most expensive as well. But this is one of the most expensive lines, and I don't think it warrants it, and I don't think the design of it is anything exceptional, is anything super fresh, is anything new from, you know, fashion in general. A bit drab and a bit wah wah. And it's a shame because I love Longchamp. And I think they could have done more with the launch of this. I think they could have launched this, for example, in tartans or tweeds or, you know, shearlings. And though they could have brought out some really fun variations as part of the launch, they didn't. They just brought out leather versions in fairly drab colours. The ink blue is nice. I think that was a green, if I remember correctly. Let me take a really quick look. Yeah, there's the green. Look, the colours are okay, but they're not like, whoa, wow, and they're not new. They're not fresh. They're continuations of things we've seen before. I think they could have done better here. Now, Chanel is obviously a really hot topic, and the classic flap in particular is a really hot topic when it comes to cost. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the large tote, which I think was previously called the DeVille. And the reason I'm talking about this is because of the discrepancy in price between materials. You can buy the large tote in the mixed fibre, calfskin and gold tone metal in black for $4,040. However, if you want the leather equivalent, you have to add another £2,200. That is such a significant price point difference. Now, I believe that the mixed fibre version actually isn't terribly priced. I would maybe like to see it start with a 3, but it's on the right side of 4. Adding another £2,200 or £2,160 onto the price in order to get a similar thing in leather, I think they're really pushing their luck there. Nice bag, but they are really stretching it. And for me, if I were to go into the store, I would probably go for the fabric, if I'm honest. And I am an advocate for fabric. I love the use case of it, and I use fabric in a very similar way to when I would leather. And if you buy the right fabrics, they can be incredibly hardy and incredibly durable. So yeah, I could maybe see £1,000. I could maybe see it starting with a 5, maybe 5,200, but I think 6,200, they're really pushing it. And last but by no means least, one from Vivienne Westwood. And I love the print, but I've seen this material in person and it doesn't look as expensive as I would like it to. And the bag that I'm seeing it on is this medium Chelsea bowling bag. I think this is a little bit clumsy as a look. The bowling bag or Boston bag style is one that I enjoy, but for me, I think this looks a little bit clumsy. It's a little bit squared off. I would like to see it more of a rectangular shape. I love the colours and I love this particular pattern, but it doesn't look as expensive in person as I would like it to. Now, the price point is okay. It's £700. But Vivienne Westwood is more reasonable as higher end brands go. And it's an iconic brand. So I do think that they could stand to probably adjust their pricing a little bit. But some of their pieces, this one included, don't look as expensive as I would like them to, even to sit with in the hundreds. You know, I would still like it to look a little bit more plush. And I think you can see that from the photos. You can see it in person. And for the right price, I would, you know, buy one of these. But yeah, I would say probably something south of 500, I think would be okay. The fact that you've crept into those higher hundreds for this piece, I would want it to feel and look slightly more expensive, in my opinion. So there we have it, everyone. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you own any of these pieces? Do you agree with my point of view? Are there any pieces out there that you look at that you think, oh my goodness, what are they thinking from a cost perspective? Now, obviously, I've done this for bags. I could do a similar thing for shoes, clothing. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, please do let me know. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.